As mentioned, we're going to dip into some OCC action. Lexington over at Ashland tonight. Andy Jardy was there, so you already know how this thing turned out. Ashland fans have got to be sick of seeing you.
I apologize. I don't know what else to do. They're now 0-5 at games I've attended, 0-4 at home too, which is the surprising part of it. We'll get right into the highlights. It's another tough one for Ashland though. Early on though, things went different this time. Ooh. Ashland got out to an early lead as Trey Smith hits the open three-pointer, and then Brett Vipperman, he had himself a ball game, puts that one into orbit, makes it 6-0. And then it's going to be Vipperman again, this time from the other side of the floor, out in the corner. Makes it 9-0, part of a 14-3 run for Ashland to open up this game. In the second quarter, though, things starting to shift Lexington's way when Joey Zahn hits nothing but net to pull the Minutemen within 5. And then it's Zahn again, this time driving into the lane, giving Lexington its first lead of the game, 23-22, with 2 minutes left before the half. They led by 1 at the break. In the third, Minutemen up 1, but Matt Barquette adds to that with his only 3 of the night. And then a little bit later on in the third quarter, he gets the jumper to go. 35-32 Lexington, under 3 to go in the third. And watch this little nice move by Trey Smith. He should play volleyball. Look at that setback. Gets that to go. They were down 4 going into the fourth. In the fourth now, Arrows down 6, but Isaac White, it's not an Ashland highlight without him. He cuts it to a 3-point game. And the lead now down to just 2, but Lexington's Mr. Zahn finds Jonah Yossi to put the Minutemen up by 4, and it would stay a 4-point game until there were 16 seconds to go. Vipperman nets the 3. It's a 1-point game, 53-52, but Joey Zahn would hit all 4 of his free throws in the final 14 seconds in this one, and they pull away and prevail 57-52. Lexington wins. Clutch. I'm sorry, Ashland. I really am. 0-5 now.
Yeah, you've been a part. I think they have 11 losses on the year of half of their pain, and it seems like every game you've been to, they're in the game in the very last seconds, and then they ended up losing. Where are they coming up short? What's happening here?
I'm not entirely sure. I mean, the first quarter was, I think, the best quarter I've seen them play all year. They were hustling. They got to all the loose balls. The substitutions seemed to be working just fine, and they were able to jump out to an early lead, but credit Lexington for never getting overwhelmed, and they were able to come back and eventually win this ball game. So it's just, there were a lot of close calls too. You never want to blame the officiating, but there were very questionable calls in this game that went against Ashland at crucial parts in the game. I think that hurt them in the end.
Yeah, I wonder why that happened.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry.
So Lexington though, let's be real here.
Yes.
Pretty good ball club. They've got a nice mix and match, I notice, of size inside and then some pretty good guard play.
Yeah, Joey Zahn makes everyone better. He finished with 22 points on the night, 7 of 9 from the field, and once he starts to get going, the defense, shifts all their attention to him, and then he finds Jonah Yossi underneath for an open bucket, or Matt Barquette gets open as well. He makes everyone better around him, and they have a very nice balance.
Well, these two teams, where do you see them going forward? They're both in Division II. They'll have to compete with some pretty tough competition once they get into the tournament.
I'm never good at filling out a bracket, but I think Lexington can, maybe win a game or two in the tournament. Ashland will do fine if I'm not there. So we'll have to see what happens, but I think both of them could probably win a game or two.
All right. Actually, I think the Arrows are D1. They end up playing Mansfield Senior, it seems like, every single year in the districts. We have the Tigers game with West Holmes, basically the OCC championship game. Highlights coming up right after this.